You know, universities today are absolutely everywhere on social media. But here's the thing. Are they just posting content into the void, or are they actually building real connections? Well, today we're going to dive into some amazing research from Al-Ahliyya Amman University to crack the code on what creates true, lasting student loyalty. Let's start putting the pieces of this puzzle together.
Because that's the big question, isn't it? In this crazy, noisy digital world where every university is competing for the same students, what's the secret sauce? It's definitely not as simple as just throwing up a Facebook page and calling it a day. The answer is a bit of a mystery. And today, we're going to solve it. Okay, so this slide really gets to the core of the issue. Researchers call it a generational gap, and you can see why. On one side, you've got university admins who often see social media as just another tool, kind of like a digital billboard. But on the other side, you've got students who grew up with this stuff. It's part of their DNA. They're not looking for a sales pitch. They want something real, something authentic. And this line just nails it. This is the huge mindset shift that universities need to make. So many of them still think they're just providing an educational service. But for today's students, it is so much more than that. They're not just buying a degree, they're investing a huge chunk of their lives. And what they really want is an unforgettable experience. So if we're going to solve this loyalty puzzle, we need to start by looking for clues. What are the key things that universities are talking about on social media to try and win students over? Let's call them the satisfaction factors.
The research team identified these 5 main areas. You've got the cost, how good the teaching is, the university's brand name, what campus life is like, and how easy it is to deal with all the paperwork. I mean, it makes sense, right? These seem like exactly the right things to be talking about. First up, let's talk about money. And it's not just the tuition fee. It's the whole package. We're talking scholarships, financial aid, and that huge question every student asks, is this degree actually going to be worth all this time and money? Next, you've got the main event, the quality of the education. Now, obviously, this is super important, but the researchers found something interesting. In really competitive markets, a lot of universities offer a pretty similar level of quality, so it might not be the single thing that makes a student choose one school over another.
Then there's the brand, the reputation. This is that long-term image a university builds for itself. It's a huge deal when a student is deciding where to apply, and it's just as important when they're looking for a job after graduation. A good reputation really is priceless.
And now for the fun stuff, the actual experience of being there. We're talking about everything that happens outside of the lecture hall, the sports, the clubs, the campus events, the whole social scene. This is that unforgettable university life we were talking about.
And finally, we have the nuts and bolts. How easy is it to register for classes? Do you get a helpful answer when you have a question? Bad admin can be incredibly frustrating, but great service can make a student's life so much easier.
Okay, so we've got our 5 main clues. Now our investigation gets really interesting. We need to figure out which of them actually make a difference. When universities promote these things on social media, does it really lead to a better student experience? Let's follow the evidence.
Think of this as our case board. On the left are our 5 satisfaction factors, and those arrows, they represent the big question. Does talking about this factor actually lead to a better student experience? The researchers went out and surveyed over 200 students to get the answer.
And here are the results. Okay, so talking about the economics, the quality of the education, and the university's reputation, yep, all of those had a real positive impact on the student experience. But, and this is a big but, promoting university life and the administrative services did not. How weird is that? It suggests that whatever the university was posting about those 2 things just wasn't landing with students.
All right, so 3 out of our 5 factors work. They create a better student experience. So the next logical step is simple. A better experience means more loyal students. Case closed, right? It has to be that simple, doesn't it? Nope. And this is the major plot twist in our whole investigation. The researchers tested for that direct link, and it wasn't there. A better student experience all by itself did not directly create student loyalty. Whoa. So what does that mean? It means there's a missing piece to this puzzle.
And this, right here, is the big aha moment. If a good experience doesn't go straight to loyalty, how does it get there? Well, it turns out there's a powerful middleman, a hidden connection that changes the entire game, the university's image.
So let me explain this mediation thing real quick. The best way to think about it is like a flight with a layover. You can't fly directly from great student experience to student loyalty. You first have to make a stop at the university image airport. That crucial layover, that's the mediator.
Let's look at our case board again.
What the study found was that having a positive student experience makes students feel better about the university's overall image. It boosts their perception of the brand. And that improved image is what finally leads to powerful student loyalty. The connection was there the whole time, it just wasn't a direct flight.
So, there you have it. The case is officially cracked. We've uncovered the complete, proven path that takes you from a single social media post all the way to a loyal student for life. Let's walk through it. Here's the winning formula, step by step. 1. Universities need to talk about the things that really work, the cost, the quality, and their reputation. 2. When they do that well, it boosts the overall student experience. 3. That better experience makes students see the university in a much more positive light and improves its image. And 4. It's that strong, positive image that ultimately forges real, lasting loyalty.
Okay, so now that we've solved the puzzle, what do you actually do with this information? How can a university turn these findings into a social media strategy that actually works? Let's open up the playbook.
The researchers give some fantastic practical tips. First, double down on what wasn't working. Remember how promoting campus life and admin services fell flat? You gotta create better, more authentic content there. And the best way to do that is with video. Day in the life logs, interviews with successful alumni, recaps from campus events. You have to show it, not just talk about it. And even better, get students involved. Create a hashtag, encourage them to post their own stuff, and actually talk to them. Build a community, not just a list of followers.
And this quote from the study just says it all. Video isn't just another piece of content. It actually shapes the experience. It builds a sense of authenticity and trust that you just can't get from a block of text. And it works for both the students who are already there and the ones you're trying to attract.
So we end up right about where we started, but now the picture is crystal clear. The secret to student loyalty isn't just about what you post. It's about how those posts make a student feel, how they shape the university's image in their mind. Which leaves us with one final question for every student, graduate, and university admin out there. Is your university just posting content, or is it building an experience?